am a Mathematician by Lily Campbell. I am a mathematician. My calculator of a brain crunches the numbers that control my life. I twist and turn numbers, manipulating them into equations, each equation entrapping me in a cage that I cannot see for myself. I was trapped between everything being too much and too little. I may look like you on the outside, but I'm wired differently. I don't see a delicious apple as a snack. I see the number 60. 60 being too much to consume. I couldn't wrap my mind around the concept that my body cannot survive on merely 224 calories just because I try to force it to. I live in a world filled with numbers. I, myself, am just a collection of measurements that decide if I'm worthy or not. As my measurements shrink, the number of praises and the amount of attention that I receive grows exponentially. How was I supposed to see that I was killing myself when I'd never felt so alive? But I wasn't really living. No, I was a hollow shell, my body being a casket for my dying soul. Of course, I wasn't born like this, but conditioned. I learned to love the growl of my stomach and the curve of my bones peeking through atrophying muscles. For this meant that I was closer to perfection, to transcending a condition of humanity, need. But as the space between my thighs grew, so did the space between me and happiness, me and my friends, me and sanity. I was addicted to watching the numbers shrink. I danced around the fact that you cannot love yourself and abuse yourself simultaneously. In the night, where hours are expanded and stretched over the fabric of time, I tried to convince myself that this is what I wanted, that I was becoming more in spite of being less. I was supposed to be more beautiful, disciplined, successful, strong, lovable. But I was not more of these things. You cannot subtract parts of yourself and expect the sum to be greater. I was a bare spool that once held a bright, colorful personality. The electric, wild world of adventures had been stripped down to mere black and white numbers. I was too busy focusing on my plate, what I was and wasn't eating, that I didn't see that I'd been consumed by an eating disorder. And when I looked up, I didn't recognize who or where I was. I found myself lost in a sea of numbers. It wasn't until being in treatment for some months that I realized that all that I am right now, in this moment, am whole. There's no need to be more or less of anything. The thing is that if you're not choosing life, you are choosing death. And I was choosing death. Now, I'm fighting to choose life.